When I think of McKean County Raceway, I think of the fairgrounds that it's sitting in, and I just feel the excitement in the air even when the fair isn't going on.
When I think of the Speedway, I picture three-wide racing and some exciting finishes, like these. The night started off with the modified feature. The Black 5 of Kirk Bradley and the 27 of Tim Walden led the field to the green. As Bradley takes the point, there is a four-way battle for second. The 71 of Al Brewer works to the inside of Walden heading into turn 3. As they come down to complete the first lap, Brewer has the edge at the line. Behind them is the 17 of Rich Michael Jr. and Randy Hall's number 10. Walden ends up in a side-by-side battle with Michael for the third spot. Walden would lose that position going through 3 and 4 and would then try to hold off Hall and Vic Vina in the 0-1. The first caution came out with Walden getting sideways between turns 1 and 2, stacking up those behind him. So we have this restart with 5 laps completed. As they head into turn 1, Michael takes the long way around. Brewer has the position exiting the corner, but Michael powers down the backstretch to draw even with the 71 machine. Michael again rides high through the turns to take the position from Brewer. Debris on the track led to another restart with 9 laps in the books. Michael chooses the inner lane and sets up to pressure Bradley through 1 and 2. Bradley keeps the 17 machine behind him, with Brewer running in third and Vina fourth. Vina cuts it low exiting turn 4 to challenge Michael, while Brewer gets shuffled back a spot. As Vina sets up for turn 1, he goes around to bring out caution number 3. As they get back underway, Michael again chooses the inside line. As they exit 2, Brewer is able to pull even with Michael. Then as they race down the backstretch, Michael follows in Bradley's tire tracks along the bottom of 3 and 4. On the exit, Michael is able to slide in front of Brewer to maintain the position. Brewer has his hands full with Hall and the 07 of Tim Peterson. Peterson pulls even as they head into turn 3. Hall follows Brewer on the top side through 3 and 4. Yet Brewer is still able to hold on to the position as they complete lap 12 of 20. The yellow flag would again fly with 15 down. Included in the incident was Vina and Walden. On the restart, Brewer is able to make the topside work for him through turns 1 and 2 as he mounts a challenge for the lead. He is only a half a car length behind Bradley as they enter the turns. But as they begin to exit 4, Brewer squeezes to the outside of Bradley to lead at the line. The 55 of Butch Southwell moves into third place as he gets by Michael exiting turn 2. Bradley and Brewer drag race towards turn 3. Bradley hugs the bottom, but Brewer uses his momentum to again lead the lap, and moments later the caution would come out again. And it was during this yellow that Bradley pulled his machine into the infield. On the restart, Southwell would fall back slightly from Michael. The 55 then powers off of turn 2 and starts to close on the 17 of Michael. Southwell was then able to take over the second spot as they raced through 3 and 4. Southwell could not chase down Al Brewer in the last couple of laps. It was a very popular win for the veteran who had not won at McKean County Raceway since 1992. Rich Michael Jr. held on to third place, with Tim Peterson fourth ahead of Dan Davies. The front row of the 25-lap Super Late Model feature consisted of Doug Eck and the blue number 3 of David Scott. Dick Barton in the blue number 14 rides in third, with the white number 1 of Chubb Frank in fourth. Eck has a slight edge on Scott exiting 4, yet they are about dead even at the line. Coming down to complete the second lap, it would be Scott by a car length over Eck. Scott would pull away from the field even while lapping cars during the first third of the race. Eck, Barton, and Frank continued to battle for the runner-up spot. Here, both Frank and Barton shuffle Eck back a couple of positions near the halfway point of the race, with Frank taking over second. The only caution of the race came out with 19 laps completed, and the next 3 laps would be a real dogfight between Scott and Frank. Initially, it looked like Scott has him covered, but Chub Frank fights back through turns 3 and 4. On the exit, they are practically glued together, but it would be Scott by a nose at the line. Then it looks like Frank has an advantage exiting turn 2. However, Scott drives it in deep into 3. As in the previous lap, the lead duo are literally door to door, with Scott again edging Frank at the line. For the next lap, Scott and Frank continued their side-by-side battle for the lead. They would separate slightly as they made their way through turns 3 and 4. This time, though, Frank is able to beat Scott back to the line. As they head through turns 1 and 2, Frank starts to inch past Scott, and by the time they hit turn 3, Frank has cleared Scott. Over the last 3 laps, Chub Frank put a little distance on David Scott to claim the victory. Dick Barton, Doug Eck, and Greg Oakes round out the top 5 in the super late model feature.
Well, now, if I remember right, I interviewed Chub Frank after that race.
Yes, my apologies to Chub because I plugged the mic cord into the wrong channel and we couldn't use his interview.
Yes, and I will be getting duct tape and putting it over the other channels because you've made that mistake before.
Yes, I have, and if we have any extra duct tape, I'd like to tape it over your mouth, Tattletale.
Well, coming up later in the show, we do have more highlights from McKean County.
But next, we will go back to Path Valley Speedway for more Friday night's action. Keep it here.
Raceway 2014. For tickets, call 1-800-RACEWAY or visit PoconoRaceway.com.
Don't you wish you could just escape sometimes? Now, get away with the Seagram's Escape Spa Day Getaway. One lucky winner and a guest will get the ultimate spa treatment from the spa at Kenley and Belfont. Just be 21 or older and register at these Seagram's Escapes retailers: Jack's Six Pack, State College; Denny's Beer Barrel Pub, Clearfield; Big Valley Beverage, Reedsville; Strickler's Beer and Ice, Huntington; and Boulevard Takeout, Lewistown. Color your summer with the Seagram's Escape Spa Day Getaway.